Evening, everybody, and welcome back to Outer Level Experiences. And I'm just going to jump right into the topic that I wanted to discuss today, and that was the Nottaway Plantation. For those that don't know or haven't watched the news, the Nottaway Plantation is this plantation that is in Louisiana. And this antebellum house that sits on this plantation is supposedly the biggest antebellum house in the South. Now, it's a really big house, really big mansion. But what I want to talk about is, number one, they like to say the word antebellum. I guess it's to make it, it's to hide what it really is. Because antebellum really just means before the Civil War or before the American War or what have you. But we know that antebellum means during slavery times. We know that's what it means. And this 64-room mansion was built by slaves back in 1859. And if you read the articles, it'll have the house was built by John Randolph, whatever the hell his name was, when he moved from whatever the hell he moved from. I want to say was it North Carolina or something. I don't know, but I know or Virginia or something. But anyway, he moved. He moved to Louisiana, and he started. They'll tell you picking cotton, planting cotton, and this, that, and the third. But this man owned 155 slaves. We know he didn't plant no cotton. He didn't build no homes. His slaves did all that. And this was a plantation, a slave plantation. They don't like to tell you that. They don't like to, because that doesn't romanticize the history of that plantation. Anyway, today the property and the mansion were being used as a museum, a resort, and a wedding venue. And on May 15th, crews responded to the scene Thursday afternoon for a fire that officials say started at 2 p.m. in the South Wing. And it took 30 to 40 firefighters to get the fire under control. But get this, later that evening, the fire reignited, and needless to say, the building was a total loss. And people are wondering why are these black Americans celebrating? Why? Because this house and land, this plantation, and to us anything that's called a plantation, represents slavery. It represents the grape of our people. It represents oppression. It represents torture. It represents all the bad things that our ancestors had to go through. The forced labor. That's what these antebellum properties represent to us. So we're happy to see them go. And even the circumstances surrounding it, where they say, due to winds, the fire reignited, and that's when the building wasn't nothing they could do after that. Roof collapsed, everything. I think it's, as the insurance companies would say, an act of God. But I think it's an act of the ancestors. Our ancestors said, nope, this building is coming to the ground. This building is burning to the ground today. Because if you look at it, the owners, they were talking about refurbishing the house and doing some upgrades or whatever the hell they were talking about doing. But the ancestors, they had different plans, and that was for the building to be destroyed, and that's what happened. And I think it's because our ancestors are getting stronger, because more and more black people are leaving the religion that they gave us, or that they forced on us, and returning back to our spiritual roots. And returning back to our spiritual roots, we're establishing connections with our ancestors, which is what they don't want us to do. And it's making our ancestors stronger. And that's what they don't want to happen. Because that uplifts us. When we uplift our ancestors, they uplift us. And we're living in a time where more and more black people are waking up. More and more of our people are waking up. And they are reestablishing those spiritual roots. So, like I said, the house burnt down. It was a total loss. Maybe y'all should just open up a Kroger stand or something there or something. I don't know. Plaza. Y'all like to do stuff like that, you know. Tear down so-called historical places and build up plazas and frozen yogurt stands and stuff like that. So maybe you should do that. Make some money doing that. Anyway, that's all I got to say on that subject. Y'all have a good day.